Okay, it's official. Ron DeSantis announced that he is going to be running for president of the United States. He did so in a very, very botched Twitter room last night. I was hanging on there. Of course, I wanted to see how this was going to work because I had never been in a Twitter space before. Is what they call these.
Seems like a lot of people have it.
Well, yeah. Seems like Elon never has. I don't think Elon's ever been in a space. Don't know if Ron DeSantis or anybody included that was supposed to talk had ever been in a space.
Rehearsal.
And I found it interesting that they did an audio version, like we were in 1940 or something. Why would we not release this on video?
Yeah,
I don't know, but this went off with many hitches. They say sometimes things go off without a hitch. This went off with hitches after hitches after hitches. You know, I'm listening, and then occasionally Elon would jump in there like, "Oh, hello. Yes, this is Elon, and welcome to our space." And then it would just cut out for 10 minutes.
Not creepy at all.
Wait, there was no video?
No video. It was all just audio.
You can't trust just audio now because the AI audio is so much better.
And I will tell you what, Clay, if you go back and listen to Ron DeSantis' announcement,
yes,
it sounded like it could.
Right?
Our AI was better on Mike Davis's call.
It sounded slow or something weird. Yeah.
It sounded like AI.
It did.
I mean, it really did. It sounded like AI.
Maybe he's not really running.
Maybe he's not. Maybe this was all a joke by Elon. No, it definitely sounded like he was reading off a paper. You know, and maybe that's why they didn't do a video thing, because his people said, here's 7 minutes of things for you to read, and we want to make sure every word gets counted. But the lead-in
for it was he was going to be all ready and transparent with them freestyling and having this open forum talk, and that did not happen at all.
Yeah, it seemed very scripted once they did start talking.
So where do you go from here? Like, how do you recover from this? Because this is a pretty...
Well, he's got time. He's got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Look, I think everybody will tell you that they still really like a lot of, everybody on the Republican side will say we still really like a lot of Ron DeSantis' policies, but very robotic start. He also put out a campaign video.
Yeah, that was inspiring.
A launch video. Did you think so?
I mean...
I didn't see it.
He's walking.
Yeah.
You see his back more than you see his face.
Right. He walks up to a big American flag, he turns around, and then he goes out on stage and talks in front of an American flag.
I think Casey leaked it first, yeah.
Casey did kind of leak it. She leaked a version of it last night, or the night before. Yeah, with like no words, without him talking, just him walking out to a cheering crowd with the American flag in the background and like getting ready for something.
Casey, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I gotta say, it wasn't the most fiery announcement I've ever seen in my life. It did not get me excited. Didn't get me excited. Neither one of them got me excited.
I wonder what the thought process was. I mean, I guess Twitter's platform, but the whole
Well, it's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, if Elon Musk says
think he's cutting a bigger check now to DeSantis?
Well, he probably better be. Right? DeSantis is like, cut me a check, buddy.
Kinda.
Yeah.
He's calling all his rich buddies like, hey, Bezos, I need you to throw some money in.
Bezos ain't giving DeSantis any money. Bezos ain't doing it. No, I think if Elon Musk calls you and says, hey, I want you to make your announcement on my platform, I think you say yes. Yeah. It's Elon Musk.
You got my back? My back? Okay.
Right. At the end of the day, Twitter itself is bigger than most of the TV networks. I'd probably venture to say all the TV networks. He still had, even with how botched it was, when I was listening, it was still 720,000 people that were listening at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. So he spoke a little bit to 720,000 people.
But I mean,
hello.
Are the people that are listening, are they blaming Elon for it, or are they blaming DeSantis for it?
It's a little bit of
to
both.
me, I can't blame DeSantis because he really doesn't have control over the production.
No, you can't blame him for the technical difficulties whatsoever. You have to blame Elon. And it was so funny because every now and then another voice would come, and it was a technical guy from Elon. He's like, I don't know what's happening, man. The servers can't handle it.
I did see an ad immediately last night of DeSantis written on a rocket and the rocket falling over.
Yes, yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And then Trump put out an ad as DeSantis was supposed to be talking to Elon Musk. And boy, this Trump ad.
Here we go.
Boy, this Trump ad. Do you remember, Troy, last year when something happened, but DeSantis really wanted to stand behind Trump, so he did this commercial of like him and his kids just like idolizing Trump, and he had like the Trump sign.
That was actually during his campaign.
Right.
That was during his governor's campaign.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Trump totally uses that against him.
He uses his own campaign against him.
Oh, he used half of that video. No, it was like, don't believe these fake politicians who are trying to be Donald Trump. And then it shows Ron DeSantis holding up a Make America Great Again sign and teaching his kid how to read it. Saying, Make America Great Again.
That was during his governor's campaign. And Trump totally put it in his ad against him.
Oh, my God.
He used that against him like nothing I've ever seen.
I think the dumbest thing Trump said so far against DeSantis is Florida residents hate him. And he won at 84%.
Right, that's not true. That's not
like,
true.
come on, man.
Yeah.
No.
He's still got a lot of support from Florida. I think people in Florida, obviously, many people appreciated his stuff over the last couple of years. I mean, a lot of things he did right.
Many people.
Many people. Not enough people. Not many people really like him anymore.
I don't
Slipping.
I don't.
But Trump's response to him making the announcement was brilliant.
DeSantis got scrappy too on Trump. He said that America's tired of losing policies, and so that's obviously a dig because he's such a winner.
He also said personal freedom trumps warp speed, which I thought is going to resonate with a lot of conservatives because that's a dig at Trump pushing the needle juice as hard as he did. And obviously many people in Florida didn't appreciate that. That's why many people are in Florida as we speak. So this is going to get very, very interesting. Right off the bat, these guys are going head to head, man. They are not messing around.
Do you think there's any way they can be on the same ticket? Because I think DeSantis is going to have a very tough. I think DeSantis is going to have a very tough time.
Yeah,
beating Trump unless the courts say Trump can't run.
He won't beat Trump.
So if Trump can't run, then I think DeSantis shoots to the top. But right now, I was completely wrong in 2016 because
everybody was.
I had every other Republican except for Trump winning.
Everybody thought it was a joke.
I held on to the guy from Ohio.
Kasich? Was that Kasich?
I rooted for everybody but Trump in 2016.
Oh my gosh, that is right, Kasich.
I went down. I had Rubio, and then I had Cruz, and then I had Kasich, and I was like, "Come on, Kasich, you can still do it."
Gosh, just you naming those names off makes me realize how much that 2016 presidential run sucked. Everybody in that race sucked.
Everybody was so flat.
God, little Marco,
little Marco,
small hands.
Was it Herman Cain?
Yeah,
Herman Cain
in the lead at one point.
Yeah, Herman Cain was in that one, sure. So this is going to get very interesting very quickly, I think. I don't think DeSantis has the energy to beat Trump. I mean, just the talk to you face-to-face energy and charisma. Trump's got a lot of charisma, man. And DeSantis just...
Well, we're gonna say Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, right, of course. The one that Mike screwed up.
He screwed up his whole campaign.
Screwed up the whole campaign.
Sleepy Ben.
Yeah, boy. I got to tell you, Ben Carson has one of the weakest handshakes I've ever experienced.
Like a limb
in my
noodle.
life.
I hate that.
When you shake his hand, he kind of sticks his hand out like this, like kind of like an old man. Can you see this?
Yeah, it's like an angle. Yeah.
And then just doesn't really shake your hand. You shake his hand, and he doesn't really shake your hand.
You think that's because he's a surgeon? He doesn't squeeze hard or doesn't want to,
Well, that's ridiculous.
Because his hands are his life. So I'm wondering if that's.
Yeah, get a prosthetic hand that can squeeze a little harder.
Get a professional hand.
I want to feel some oomph here.
Sorry.
Hold some thunder is going to be my strength.
I'm very judgy of people that shake like that. I'm super judgy of that.
Yeah, extremely.
If you shake my hand, shake my hand.
Yes.
Yep.
And look me in the eye.
And if you can't, find somebody else that can shake it better.
And
don't hate when you shake some.
Don't ever shake my hand sitting down. That'll lose. Okay. That'll lose more respect.
Oh yeah, that's totally disrespectful. Yeah. The old around the corner. Hey, buddy. That's not.
Shake. You stand up. Shake a person's hand.
Okay. I'll have to remember that. Sometimes I'm still sitting down when I shake people's hands. I won't lie. It's going to be interesting, man. Going to be very... Oh, I was going to say, have you ever shaken somebody's hand? This is the worst. This is what I hate doing. And you don't get your whole hand in there. And they end up like shaking your fingers and you just feel like a freaking dork.
I would stop and reset.
I can tell you this.
I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Artis Gilmore, the professional basketball player out of Jacksonville, he's a ginormous man.
Yeah.
Ginormous man.
Yeah.
Luckily, someone gave me the heads up. Like if you go in to shake his hand,
All right, he'll try to break your hand.
He'll literally try and break your hand.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you try and get your hand as wide as you possibly can.
Okay.
I still did
it's
that.
the bone underneath here.
Yeah.
His hand still covered it, and it was just like it was. I felt like a little baby hand.
Like a
it was the
mitt.
worst handshake I've ever had in my life. It was just like, oh, where'd my hand go? Can I have it back, please?
Yep.
You know, and I was the one time I was like, okay, I'm going in.
Yeah.
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 So I will say DeSantis' team really needs to get him up on getting that energy up.
They're going to have to try
Get that
something.
energy. They are going to have to try something. They're going
Got 72 hours. Figure it out.
have him sit in a room. Unfortunately, he needs to sit in a room and watch Trump speeches for a few days, and just see what does this guy do to get the crowd going. Because DeSantis he's a smart guy. He's a tough guy. He is his policies. Some of them would work well for America.
He needs to sit down with Mike Davis.
But he can't get that message across if he's just as robotic as he's been. I think that's the biggest knock on Ron DeSantis. He's just a little robotic, just a little monotone and robotic, man. I'm sure there's many people watching out there who would say that's not the only knock on Ron DeSantis. That's the biggest. If you're talking to Republicans, I think that's the biggest thing they will tell you is he needs more energy.
He doesn't have the charisma. I think you nailed the word right there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the charisma that Trump has, so he's gonna have to win on policy and logic.
Yeah,
because he's not gonna out charisma Donald Trump.
Right. No,
it's
not
just,
even close.
It's just not going to happen.
Not even close.
And like I said, I think it's going to be a tough run for him if Trump is able to run.
Yeah, it's been
That's
interesting.
still a question mark.
Yeah, it is. It is, man, and anything could happen. Anything could happen, and they're going after Trump very, very hard. But yeah, it's interesting. DeSantis has kind of been a little bit of a. He seems to have adopted the Trump mannerisms. See, and he definitely adopted the Trump suit and power tie. Over the last couple of years, he's always dressed like Trump, and he started doing this, and he started doing all this, the hand stuff that Trump does.
Well, that's what that's what she's doing. She's trying to say that he's copycat.
Yeah, and I've said that for a couple of years, but I did notice last night he was wearing a blue tie. Didn't do the Trump tie. Last night. In his
light
video.
And Jeff's saying, you're saying our current president has, Biden does have charisma. That's all he's really got. He's got that grandpa, like,
I think he did have charisma.
I trust him. Well, the media has completely destroyed him.
It's just like something missing there.
He's got more charisma than Ron DeSantis.
Maybe take a vitamin.
No. It's. I mean, you don't get where you're at without having some
charisma.
Yeah.
Some charisma to you.
And this is just something they need to work on, and they can probably get him better at doing that. But it's something they need to get him better at doing at very, very quickly, I think. Because I think he could beat Trump with Republicans on policy in a lot of ways. But if he can't get in there and stand toe to toe with him and stand face to face with him and go back and forth in a way that people want to hear, then he's dead in the water, man.
He needs to go to a drag show. That's where charisma, uniqueness, talent, and nerve go. So if he needs to learn charisma, go to a drag show, Mr. DeSantis.
Be ironic
Let me teach you.
If his team is like, you know what, Ron, we got to put you in disguise and get you to a drag show.
You're going to a Shangela concert tonight.
What charisma looks like.
Well,
just like the Birdcage when they exited and they all had to wear drag at the end of the movie. Remember that? That's like what he has to go through.
Just to get out of the room.
Learn charisma, sugar.
But I mean, DeSantis' office was directly across the hall here.
Yep.
His office was directly across the hall, and he was always, matter of fact, business, straightforward, the conversation.
Right.
You know, so he's gonna have to become a little more personable, like you're saying, and figure it out. I mean, he has one of those dry wits that a lot of lawyers have.
Yeah.
You know,
he is a lawyer.
Like he's a smart guy, so you know, smart people usually have a pretty good sense of humor. Right. Not all of them, but you know, he's
the delivery.
He's got a dry wit about him.
Yeah.
But it's hard until you've had a couple conversations with him.
Yeah.
Like you don't instantly go, "Oh, I really love that dude."
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
You know, and that's the way a lot of politicians are. Like the guy he crushed, Charlie Crist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All charisma.
Yeah.
100%. Like he recognized people that were in the group.
And Gilliam he was pretty charismatic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he's going to have to figure that out. And his wife is 100% energy.
Yes.
Opposite. So she's going to have to be very crucial to his campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth, man. And she was a media personality too. She was on, what was it, First Coast News up there for a little while? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to watch, man. We'll definitely be watching it. Obviously, that's the Florida governor, man, running for president. Yeah. The guy that I think everybody in this room has met.
I meet him.
Isn't it ironic?
You should have just gone with it, Davey.
So
a lot of people are like,
Dave's not claiming meeting him.
I think this is the first time in history where both leading candidates are from the state of Florida.
Trump
residents.
living in the state of Florida, yeah.
They're both residents of Florida.
Yeah, that's correct.
well, duh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. I think it's the first time it's ever happened. We've never had a
Double
official Florida president.
Right.
You know, Trump was in New York when he ran in 2016, so he was considered a New York president.
And does that make a difference in whether or not, like you brought up earlier, Troy, Trump picks him as a VP?
I think it does.
Because they, when you pick a VP, you try to pick a VP that brings a state with them, brings a lot of people from their state in on this. But Trump himself has Florida. Trump should have Florida, so it's kind of useless for him to bring. Yeah, it would be kind of useless for him to bring in someone from the same state.
Can they act? Do you think one of them is going to swallow their pride and do that, or no? Is that
well? Obviously, Trump will for the DeSantis ticket.
Yeah.
But DeSantis, unless Trump gets personal like he did with Ted Cruz's wife,
right?
I believe DeSantis could be in that position because it sets him up for the next run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely doesn't happen in the other direction.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the ticket I would love to see is I'd love to see DeSantis and Ivanka.
Wow. Okay. That would be interesting. I don't know that would happen. I don't know that would happen. I think a Trump DeSantis ticket is DeSantis' only way into the White House. He has to run for president this time around. He has to because he's got more momentum than he'll ever have coming off the last 2 years. So you wait another presidential cycle and everybody has forgotten Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, he's got to hop on this wave.
Now is his only time to do it. Trump is his biggest roadblock. I think his only path to the White House is as VP right now, as it stands right now. But again,
I think he can win if the economy stays where it's at over the next year. I mean,
we'll see how he goes after Trump.
We're in such a roller coaster right now with the economy coming out of DC and some of the tightening they put. There's a lot of business people that are like, okay, look what he's done in Florida. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean, guys like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Any businessman goes, that guy knows what the hell he's talking about.
And Trump largely won his presidency on Twitter. And if Twitter is now kind of backing Ron DeSantis, that definitely brings an interesting equation into the mix for sure.
And Elon allowed him to come back, and he really hasn't come back strong on Twitter.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't at all. I don't think he's tweeted once. He's still using Truth, which he says is far superior to Twitter.
Okay.
What?
I guess his math skills have left him.
Of course he's going to say that, man. He's going to say his hair is far superior to Davey's hair, but that's not true.
Absolutely, it's the best.
Absolutely not true.
The best.
So,
Davey's got the best hair ever.
he's got the best. He's got the best hair. Everybody says, David Hartshaw's got the best hair in the studio.
I heard he paid for it.
We don't know if it's real or not.
Right, synthetic.
Using all Trump products.
It's the best. That's what people tell me.